Does somebody's achievements hurt you or encourage you? Okay, I'll just ask this question quite slow so you can get it. Does somebody's achievements hurt you or does it encourage you? You might be sitting there asking yourself, hey, Lindokuhle, what are you talking about now? What do you mean? Somebody's achievements hurt me or encourage me? Look, what happens when the people around you succeed in life? When your peers achieve some major goals that you haven't achieved, and when you haven't acquired something that they have acquired. What happens when your close friends get paying jobs, they work for major corporations, they start buying cars, they start living a lavish lifestyle, they've got swag? What happens when they build or buy beautiful houses for themselves and their families? How does seeing your neighbors achieve so much make you feel? What happens when your little brother or little sister or somebody within your family start a successful business and move forth in life while you are still hustling and struggling? You don't have anything to do and you're still struggling. You still maybe haven't even gone to university. You haven't got the chance or the opportunity that you can also get somewhere in life. What happens when those people start achieving major goals? What should that do to you? How should you respond to all that? Should it hurt you or should it motivate you? Because listen, it's very easy to get motivated. People who are achieving some major goals just close to you, you see them struggling, you see them when they fall, you see them when they rise. Now, when they achieve those major goals, what does it do to you? Does it hurt you that you haven't achieved? Or does it motivate you because you have seen how possible it is to achieve that major goal? Look, I just want to make sure that we are on the same page, that we understand each other here. Motivation and getting hurt. Does somebody else's achievements hurt you or does it motivate you? Should it break you apart and make you feel stupid, useless and helpless? Should somebody else's achievements depress you? Is this the time when you start seeing how people are so full of themselves and how they think they are better than others? When people get successful in life, is it the right moment to start noticing how they hate you and how they hate helping other people? Is this the time when you develop jealousy in your heart? Or is this the time when you get encouraged and challenged to work harder than you were already working? I'm talking about situations where you get stressed. Because listen to this. I'm talking about a stress that can either break you or motivate you to move forward. I remember when I was still in high school, when I was doing my grade 12, my LO, life orientation teacher, came in class the other day and he was teaching us about stress, the different kind of stress. And I took that serious. I remember I used to talk about stress when I myself started teaching, because I also got a chance to stand in front of learners and I was teaching life science and agricultural science. I would go there in class and the first thing that I would do, I would start giving motivation before I could even start with my lesson. So I used to tell them about these different types of stress, and I'm about to share it with you today. There's a stress called eustress, which is a positive stress. And there's another stress that is called distress. Now, there's a difference between eustress and distress. The positive stress is the one that gives you the drive that you need to achieve your goals. You are at school and you are approaching the exams, the final exams. You are stressed. It's normal for you to be stressed when you are about to write exams. That stress is the stress that everybody develops, that says to you, Lindokuhle, you need to do well in your exams. You then get stressed and you start getting all the stress within you that, look, I need to pass these subjects that I'm doing about 7 subjects. I need to pass all of them. You start putting more pressure on yourself. You start putting more effort. You start working hard. You start studying hard. You start cross-nighting. Some people cross-night, which I wouldn't encourage. I would encourage people to study throughout the year, and when it gets to the exam month, people just enjoy themselves. You just study during the day. You look at you're now revising. You're not studying, because if you waste time during the year, you don't study. When time comes for the exams, you will be frustrated, because now you have to study while you have to be revising. Now, the positive stress is the one that will give you the drive that you need to go forward, to approach the exams, the drive that you need to just revise and look at what you have been studying throughout the year and get on with the exams. That stress is the positive stress, the one that says, listen, if somebody else can do it, I too can do it. The stress that you need, the positive stress, is the one that says, my neighbor has built a beautiful home. I need to work hard to build a much better home than that one. My friend or this particular person has started a business and his business is flourishing, his business is growing. I need to work hard to make sure that I get myself a business as well. The person next to me has achieved this major goal. I need to achieve my major goals too. The stress, the positive stress, is the one that pushes you to work harder than you were working. But the distress is the one that puts depression on you. The one that says, look, this person has achieved this major goal. There's no way in the lifetime that I'm ever going to achieve that major goal. This person has built this particular mansion, this particular big house. There's no way in the world I'm ever going to achieve this major goal. That's a distress. You are actually killing your own strength. You are killing your own positiveness, because I believe that everybody has that positive thing within them that says, listen, I can do something. I can achieve these major goals. I can do whatever that I put my mind onto. But the distress that you don't need is the one that says, this person has done it. I am poor. I don't have money. I'm hungry. I don't have beautiful clothes. I'm never going to achieve this particular main goal. Because I didn't attend a private school, because I didn't attend university, I didn't go to college, I'm never going to make it in life. That stress is one stress that you don't need, because it's never going to help you. The stress that you need is eustress, the stress that pushes you to work hard. Seeing other people succeed in life is naturally painful. Yes, it is. It puts a lot of pressure on every individual. It has the potential to create anger within ourselves. Seeing some people succeed in life gives us stress. But like I said, it differs from one person to another on what kind of stress does it cause. Is it a negative stress, the distress, or is it a positive stress, the eustress? It also differs from person to person on how they deal with the stress. Some people break down, cry, and suffer depression. Some see a need to stand up for their lives and do more. Some people get anxious and give up on everything they were doing and start thinking they are not meant to succeed. While some people take it as a challenge to stay on track in pursuit of their goals, dreams, success, and happiness. Now, this is where a problem begins. Problems begin when you start noticing how somebody thinks he is too big for his own shoes since he bought a car. Or since he bought a car, he thinks he's better than everyone. Or since he built that home for his mother, he thinks he's Mr. Big Shot. Trouble starts when you begin to say, after getting that job, he now thinks he's better than all of us. And since he started appearing on TV and speaking on radio, he thinks he's the man. In most cases, it is not because successful people brag or shove it on everybody's throat that they achieved something, but it is the pressure and stress it puts to those who haven't achieved something. Jealousy begins when we fail to deal with the realization that somebody close to us has achieved some major goals that we haven't achieved. Look, clapping hands for somebody forever can be frustrating. Trust me, it's very frustrating. Clapping hands for somebody who's achieving his major goals, it will frustrate the hell out of you. You sitting there, I'm speaking over here. You'll be clapping hands for me. Yes, clap hands for me because I'm achieving, because you want to encourage me to do more. But don't clap hands for me while you're sitting down and not doing something with your life. At some point, you have to make me clap hands for you. Hey, maybe I'm saying this quite too fast. Maybe you didn't catch it. When I achieve my major goals, don't be jealous. Clap hands for me, because you are encouraging me to work harder. You are encouraging me to do even more than what I'm doing now. And you are actually thanking me for what I'm doing for you, which is helping you to achieve your major goals. But now, you should make sure that at some point, I should clap hands for you. At some point, if you want to be a speaker one day like I am, one day I should be sitting there and you should be on the stage talking to the people. So I should be clapping hands for you. If you take motivation from how people do things, you have the potential to make people clap hands for you. Now, let's get to this thing of you getting motivation from people that are succeeding. Seeing somebody succeed in life should motivate you. That's given. It should motivate you. It should stimulate you and give you the strength. It should get you thinking hard about what you are doing wrong and what they are doing right. It should challenge you to introspect and evaluate yourself, to find solutions for your own problems. Because there are chances that they are achieving some major goals and you are not, because you have some problems that you are not fixing about yourself. You need to look within you and see what is it that they are doing right that I am doing wrong. A great speaker said, when you are doing something, like you are drinking, you are taking drugs, you are smoking weed, and you are saying there's nothing wrong with that, because it actually gives me some courage to do more. Like if I'm a hip-hop artist, when I smoke weed before I get to the mic, it gives me the strength, it gives me ideas on what to do. When you do something, ask yourself, what is good about it, not what is wrong about it. Don't say, hey, what's wrong with smoking weed? Ask yourself, what's good about it? If you smoking the weed, if you drinking the alcohol is not going to contribute positively towards your success, then cut it. Cut it. Cut anything that binds you with failure. You just need to cut it. Somebody's success should keep you on your toes. It should sharpen your concentration and make you pay attention to little details that you usually take for granted. Because we take lots of things for granted. The reason why people fail, it's because they take things for granted. Opportunities come, somebody doesn't see them because they've taken them for granted. People are not taking chances. People are not working towards achieving their major goals because they've taken life for granted. They think, no, I'll look into it. They have the attitude that I'll only jump the bridge when I get to it. Hey, I look at the bridge while I'm still at a distance. I'm like, okay, there's the bridge. Then I start planning, okay, in my pursuit of happiness, there is a bridge. Or in my pursuit of happiness, there is some hindrance. There is something that has a potential of stopping me from achieving my major goals. I start planning. That's why I always avoid learning from my own mistakes. Hey, You might be asking, hey Lindo, what are you saying now? Because everybody seems to be saying you must learn from your own mistakes. Hey, don't learn from your own mistakes. Why? Look at the people who are doing something with their lives. In life, we are all doing different things. Now, look at a particular person when they approach their major goals, or when they are doing things in life. When they fall, don't go into that same trap. Hey, I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. When somebody next to you fails while trying to do something, you have to come with another strategy of doing the same thing if it's what you want to achieve. I've seen people failing in relationships. Why? Because of pride. And what do? When I get into a relationship, I remove the pride. Don't have the pride. I've seen people getting to drugs, smoking, and saying, listen, there's nothing wrong with smoking a cigarette. There's nothing wrong with smoking weed. There's nothing wrong with having a couple of drinks on a Saturday. There's nothing wrong with having a couple of drinks on special occasions. I ask myself, what is this alcohol, these drugs, what are they going to do for me? Then I say, listen, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I'm not going to smoke weed. I'm not going to drink any beer. I'm going to approach my life goals sober-minded. And what's the difference between the people who say there's nothing wrong with smoking weed, the people that when I was still in high school, they were saying, look, there's nothing wrong with smoking. As you grow up, you're going to smoke anyway. And I said, I won't. They are still stuck in the villages. I'm here speaking to you. I've achieved my major goals. They haven't. I'm still working on my major goals. They still stuck. They still need to go through the things that I've already done. Now you need to take a decision. You need to say, listen, I'm going to learn from other people's mistakes. I've seen a person smoking their career to the ground. I've seen people drinking their talents to the ground. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to smoke my potential. I'm just going to make sure that I work on my major goals and achieve them. In life, you don't have to be a spectator. You don't need to sit on the sidelines and watch other people as they achieve their major goals. Because if you do that, that's when it's going to hurt you to see somebody else succeed in life. If you want to get hurt by somebody achieving their goals, be a spectator. Sit there and watch people as they achieve their major goals. And smoke your talent, smoke your potential, smoke your opportunities to lobotomy, to the ground. Listen to me. Does somebody achieving something hurt you, or does it motivate you? When somebody next to me achieves something, it gives me the drive, it gives me the strength, it gives me the pressure to work even harder. I work hard. I decide that if that person can make it, I too can make it, and I am going to make it. How? He can't be that special. Why is he special? Why can he only achieve major goals and I can't? I believe everybody is destined for greatness. Every one of us has the potential to succeed in life. The pace of your success may not be the same as that of your friend or colleagues. But everything has its own time. When your friend's time arrives, it doesn't mean because you share the same age, it should automatically be your time too. Know what you want. Plan for it. Stick to the plan and create possibilities for yourselves. Your day will come. But your day will not come if you give up now. If you decide that, listen, this person has achieved it, there's no way I'm ever gonna get there, and you decide to give up, no day in the future is going to be your day. Maybe your day will not come today, maybe not tomorrow, or not next month, but your day will come eventually. So does somebody's achievement hurt you, or does it encourage you? I just hope you get the message of you getting motivated by somebody's achievements and learning through other people's downfalls. When somebody fails, don't put yourself into that trap as well. Take a different route and get to that finish line that you want to get to. When somebody achieves something, that's when you should understand the saying that it is possible. Because there's no way somebody else can achieve something and you don't. Whether the person went to a private school, whether the person has been to university, whether that person has been to a college, whether that person has went overseas and has been with great people, you too can get to that level. You just need the positive attitude. You just need to be motivated by all those things that you see in other people. I remember when I decided to write my book, I was doing grade 12. I was like 17 years old. Why? Who thinks about writing a book at the age of 17? Especially if you are living in a village. If you are living in the villages where only a few people have computers, only a few people are living in better homes. Who said, Lindokuhle, I think you can write a book? Nobody. I took my pen. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a laptop. I took my pen and I wrote my book. I started writing chapters of my book. I started looking at my life and the things that I've been going through, and I put them on black and white on a piece of paper. I decided I'm going to write a book. Started writing my book at the age of 17. Didn't publish it. I couldn't publish it. I didn't have the money. I didn't have even information on how the book was going to be published. But I knew that one day my book will be published. Growing up in a mud house, in a house built out of mud, I sat down there with my pen and my paper, and I wrote my book. As time went by, as time goes on, as I was growing up, I started editing because the English I was writing then wasn't very good. Not that the English that I speak today is good. I still call myself a village boy in public so that the township boys and the city boys can think they are better than me. Then I let my work do the talking. Hey, maybe you didn't get that. Let me tell you. I call myself a village boy in public so the city boys and the township boys can think they are better than me. Then I let my work do the talking. So from that village, from the village where I was growing up, without facilities, without a community library, without a private school education, without food in most cases, I decided I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to change lives through my story. The circumstances that I went through, the abuse by my father, the abuse that I've seen, that I've experienced, me seeing my mother crying, me seeing my father beating my mother in my presence, me looking at my father beating my brothers and chasing them out of the house in the middle of the night when he came back drunk, him beating them because the cattle in the kraal have decided it during the middle of the night that they were going to break out of the kraal and go grazing somewhere, and he would come back drunk in the middle of the night on the other side of 2 a.m. and he would beat my mother in front of me, beat my brothers in front of me. I decided my story is going to change people's lives. My mother also went against all odds. At the age of 37, she decided that she was going back to school, to high school, to finish her grade 12, her matric. She got married when she was 19 years old, married to this man who was initially loving and caring. My father. My father, who then changed and became abusive. My mother was stuck there for over a decade in that marriage. I was born out of that marriage. My mother went back to school at the age of 37. She finished her grade 12 and she spent another 12 years from the year 2003 when she finished grade 12 until 2014 when she finally graduated for her first qualification. She got a diploma in education and she was a teacher. She went against all odds. A village woman who her future was almost shattered by an abusive man. She went against all odds and said, I'm going to make it. If somebody else can make it, I too can make it. I'm a product of equality. I'm a product of a woman who went against all odds and succeeded and made it in life. What are you still waiting for? The person next to you is achieving, and you too can achieve. I'm talking to you right now. You are in an abusive relationship. I'm talking to you right now. Your father is abusing your mother. It can be an emotional abuse. It can be a physical abuse. An abuse is an abuse. We can't romanticize it. We can't give it another name. Abuse is abuse. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Used to hate my father for what he has put me through, for the poverty that I've experienced while I was growing up. Because my mother decided enough is enough. I'm breaking up with this man. I'm moving out of this house. She took me and my two big brothers to another village where we stayed at my grandmother's back rooms, growing up there without food, without money, depending on water to survive. We went to school, decided I'm going to go to school and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my mother's life. Still young even now. I still haven't helped my mother the way I wish I would. I'm still 23 years old. Haven't achieved much, but I'm working on it. My mother is my queen. That's my first lady. I'm gonna take care of her. Somebody else's achievements, they encourage me to work hard. There are people who have seen worse than what I've seen, and that encourages me to work even harder. I'm gonna make it. You too can make it. My name is Lindokuhle Mnisi, and I have a saying that I always say, that whatever that's keeping you up at night, it's your passion. So what do you do at night? Do you spend your time drinking alcohol? That's your passion. Do you spend time reading books? That's your passion. What's keeping you up at night? Do you spend your time writing essays, writing poems, writing music? That's your passion. Whatever that is keeping you up at night is your passion. That's what you should be doing if you want to achieve major goals. Because if you are going to spend nights and doing something else, and in the morning you do something else, you won't achieve. You're gonna fail. I listen to great speakers. I listen to Les Brown. I listen to Eric Thomas. I listen to Nick Vujicic. I listen to great speakers, people who put some meaning into my mind. When I wake up in the morning, I just play some tapes, bath and go to work. In my car, yes, in my car, I'm 23 years old, I have my car, a village boy who stood up for his future, bought myself a car so I can get to work in time and get out of work and get home in time so I can get on with other businesses and prepare this speech for you. Have a car. Take myself to work. because I plan for my future. What keeps me up at night? What's keeping Lindokuhle up at night? What's keeping Lindokuhle up at night is motivation. I have to prepare for you to be motivated, for you to start thinking about your major goals and make sure that you achieve them. What's keeping me up at night is my book. I'm an author. I write books. I'm writing a book. I'll be sitting at night on my laptop writing a book. Writing the motivation that I'm giving you that will change people's lives. Young as I am, I should be out drinking because that's the stereotype about young people. Young people don't have vision. Young people don't have plans for their life. They're only drinking and smoking. I don't. I stay in my room and I am writing a book. I am preparing motivation for seminars. I spend time researching about how to become a great motivational speaker. I, myself, Lindokuhle Mnisi. Some people call me the Dream. Some people call me Dr. Dream. Some people call me Dream. I am going to be the first international motivational speaker to ever come out of a village. Keep that in your archives. I'm going to be the best, baby. I'm going to change lives internationally. That's the attitude that I have. Why? Because people who have seen worse. We're talking about Les Brown, who used to sleep on the floor in an abandoned building. We're talking about Eric Thomas, who dropped out of school, who was staying on the streets, and he was motivated. Where is he today? He's the best motivational speaker. Les Brown, the best motivational speaker. I grew up in a village. What can possibly stop me from becoming the best? Nothing. Nothing. I'm going to be the best because I'm motivated by somebody else's achievement. I don't get hurt when you achieve. When you buy a BMW, I will be motivated to work harder so I can afford that BMW one day. I don't have a BMW today, but one day I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard. I'm not gonna sit on the sidelines and wait for opportunities to come to me. When an opportunity presents itself, I grab it with 4 hands. I generate other hands that I can get. If I don't get more hands, I use my toes. Grab it. Grab an opportunity. If there's no opportunity coming to you, create it. Create that opportunity. So people say, but how can I create a possibility? You can create possibilities. You can create opportunities for yourself. There are lots of things that you can do. Whatever that you're thinking about at night, it's your passion. Work on it the next day you wake up. Next time when we meet, I want you to say, Lindokuhle, you helped me. Your message changed my life. Because through this message, there must be a life sentence for you. There must be that particular sentence that you take and say, wow, Lindokuhle said this, and I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this particular sentence that he said practical. I'm going to work on it. Take a life sentence for yourself. From this particular presentation, make sure there's something that you learn. Be motivated by somebody else's achievements. Don't be hurt. Have the stress that you need, the positive stress that you need to conquer your circumstances. That's called eustress. It's a positive stress. Have the stress. The stress is needed. You need a stress. You need that particular stress to push you towards your goals. Avoid the distress, the one that depresses you, the one that says, this person has achieved this, there's no way I'm going to achieve it, because this person is growing up in the suburbs, because this person has attended a private school, because this person has done this and that, her parents are this and that. Remove that mentality from your head. You can do it. Even if you don't have money right now, even if it needs money for you to start that particular business or to do whatever you want to do, a way will present itself. Grab opportunities, make opportunities, create opportunities. Somebody's achievement should motivate you to do more. Call me whatever you want to call me. My name is Lindokuhle Mnisi. Some people call me the Dream, because I always preach about having dreams and making them possible, turning them into reality. You can call me Dream. You can call me Dr. Dream. I used to use that name when I was still going hard in my hip hop. Used to rap. I'm a rapper. I've done it all. I tried playing soccer, it didn't work. Tried other sports. The only sport that I seemed to enjoy was golf, because you don't have to run there. When I ran, when I was doing soccer, when I was running, I would run, and my body would hurt for 2 weeks. So I decided, you know what, soccer is not my thing. I just need to distance myself from soccer. I'll give you inspiration. I'll give you motivation. I write books. I'm an author. I do team building. I do mentoring for people who want to achieve major goals in their lives. As young as I am, I took a stand. I'm not afraid. I know I can do it. Village boy as I am, growing up in the village, living my whole life in the village. My life and my mother's life almost shattered by abuse. That never stopped me. It will never stop me. I don't know what your problems are, but here's what I know about you, is that you have the power to change your life. You have all the chances and all the greatness within you to make sure that you manifest your greatness, to make sure that you achieve your major goals. If I can do it, you too can do it. Meet you again very soon. Make sure whatever that's keeping you up at night, you wake up in the morning and make it work, because whatever that's keeping you up at night is your passion. Thank you.